to have a little bit of flexion. I'm going to be on my right leg. I'm going to have a bit of flexion of the right leg here, and the left leg is going to start by going forwards up to a point where you can't go anymore without impacting the hip. So be careful when you go forward, you don't start doing this here, is going back here. Okay? Is 1, and then once you're here, you're going to think of a large rotation around. You're going to open the hip, and the big toe is staying in contact with the floor up to a point when you are really back here. As you're reaching the back, then you can go forward and finish your lapis. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. What's important for me to mention is when you do the lapis, if you haven't done the lapis before, it's very, very tempting to do something like this. It's fine if you make it small, but if you make it small, make it very small. If you make it big, make it really big. This is not a very nice lapis because it's not very defined. So it's going to be forward, side, back, and here I go all the way to the back before I collect. One more time, forward, side, back, and you go. Yes? So typically, you're going to do a side step. Maybe you change your weight, your partner is on your right hand side, and you do this thing here before you go forward here. Yes, a little lapis to the side to decorate before you go. So you're, in a way, you're in a still position, you change your weight, there's no movement, and your partner is waiting for you before maybe you go forward. Of course, this you can also do on the other side, depending on where your partner is. If she's a bit on your right hand side, of course, it might be easy to adapt this to the right leg here. So this is what we call lapis. What I like to use it for is typically when we open a tango, I'm going to go sideways, I change my weight and I do it. So maybe I'm going to do it on the back to the camera so that you have a look. It's going to be 1, pump, and then there's absolutely no movement of my torso. I bring my foot in and I push with the leg here. So a little detail here for the lapis to make it a little bit nicer is the fact that you are going to point your foot upwards. Here you go. 1, 2, 3, and here I'm going to imagine that my knee is driving my leg forward here before I go forward here. Why is it important? Because it kind of amplifies a bit the movement of your decoration. 1, 2, and here I pull the knee before I go forward. So on the side, this looks like I'm pulling by the knee before I go forward here. Right, so I'm going to move on and see what else you can do when you're opening and when you're in a still position. So a very, very kind of easy thing to do, of course, is little back crosses. I'm going to be, for example, on my right leg, and I'm going to do a little cross before I open here. I'm going to do a little cross tack before opening here. So a little detail to focus on this one here. Make sure that you collect before you open. Yes, it's nicer if you do this thing here where you're going to have a little cross here, you come back and then you go. Yes, it's not so much from here and you collapse here. No, you pass by your axis and you push, you go. It's a very, very easy one, like, which does not impact your follower because she's here, she's in front of you, therefore you have all the space you need to the back for your little decoration. One thing that you can also do with these little back crosses is basically to repeat 3 of them and have a lapis. you're going to imagine that you're starting your tango with the right leg supporting your weight. And you're going to do an opening. This leg is going to cross the back. You're going to uncross, you cross to the front. And one last time before you finish with our little decoration, which is the lapis here. Yes? Let me show you facing this way. It's here. You're going to go back with the leg, right? Uncrossing, another back cross, pop, uncrossing very tightly, a final back cross, and you start here. So this is basically what you can do when you're starting an opening. Now let's have a look at what you can do when you are in movement. Yes, so this is, let's say, the second category, when there is a movement between the leader and the follower. And something that I like to do is to play with asynchronicity. So what does it look like? Basically imagine that your partner or you're leading on the beats, and you're going to do a little bit of something with your footwork. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to go one tam pam. I'm going to go one pam pam. So how does it work? I'm going to catch the quarter beats and immediately come back here before I come here. So it's going to be 1 and 2, 3. Yes, a little kind of rebound in motion. 1 and here. 1 and here. So of course what's very nice here is if you multiply this little rebound, if you like, in motion, and you do it with this leg here and with that leg here. So I'm going to play the song and I'm going to show you maybe how it could be used, thinking that you're going to lead your partner on the full beats. Let me have a look. I'm going to go around here, just walking, starting with the left. 1, 2, 3, 4. If I without the decoration, I will be on the beat. But 1, 2, 3, 4. And maybe